California's Mount Shasta is a dormant volcano with a supernatural reputation. Dozens of people have vanished there without a trace. Welcome to my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. Mount Shasta is one of the most prominent of all the Cascade volcanoes, an arc that runs from southwestern British Columbia to northern California and includes Washington's Mount Rainier and Oregon's Mount Hood, among others. It's so steep and so tall that it even creates its own weather. This includes the spaceship-looking lenticular clouds that tend to form around the mountain, created by a humid air mass that hits the volcano and then has to go up a little bit to cool off. But they only contribute to Shasta's supernatural allure, along with its ice-clad peak, steaming fumaroles, and shape-shifting surface that's being constantly broken down and rebuilt by ice, water, wind, and debris. The mountain also sits about 15 miles or so west of the standard arc line of the other Cascade volcanoes, a move that took place about 700,000 years ago. We don't really have a good explanation for why it moved out there. Mysteries appear more otherworldly by the minute. The Mount Shasta spiritual legacy goes far deeper than contemporary myths and sightings. For Native Americans in particular, the mountain is a sacred place, straddling the territories of the Shasta, Wintu, Achumawi, Asugewi, and Modoc tribes, which can date their lineages back to a time when eruptions actually took place there about 3,000 years ago. Shasta is where Jimokum, the creator, resided, and the original bones of the Modoc people are placed, a Modoc Indian of the Klamath tribes, raised in the Klamath Basin just north of Shasta. We'd be silly to think that we're the only ones here in this vast universe. The volcano is also home to the Matakagmi, the Modoc word for Bigfoot, which are known as the keepers of the woods. Bigfoot have been in existence as long as our people, according to native legend. Philip Dawson, a California Volcano Observatory geophysicist who has spent nearly 4 decades looking at how volcanoes work, listening to the noises of their magmatic and fluid processes, which he calls talking, and interpreting those signals in terms of physical processes. He studies volcanoes in a strictly scientific way, but also admits that, like the vast dimensions of this universe, there are unlimited interpretations of place, so wherever he's working, he finds out about the local spirits or gods. And then I ask for their forbearance as I try to understand what they're saying. From a metaphysical point of view, such as Es Vedder, Spain, a solitary limestone island that's said to be an energy vortex of healing, to the traditional, such as Uluru, a massive sandstone monolith in the Australian outback. These are all healing sacred places on Earth. Almost inevitably, people tend to ascribe their violent processes to some kind of god or spirit, because they're just not understandable, and this in turn comes out in legends. Shasta is different, says Dawson. You'll find that people who are just traipsing through the area get stuck here. The mountain is just so incredible, there's so much energy. Trying to figure out what it all means, I think, is a lifetime job. Well-known legend that says that somewhere deep beneath Northern California's 14,179-foot-tall Mount Shasta is a complex of tunnels and a hidden city called Telos, the ancient city of light for the Lemurians. They were the residents of the mythical lost continent of Lemuria, which met its demise under the waves of the Pacific or the Indian Ocean, depending on who you ask, thousands of years ago. Lemurians believed to have survived the catastrophe are said to have settled in Telos, and over the years their offspring have been sporadically reported wandering around the area, 7 feet tall, with long flowy hair, often clad in sandals and white robes. Lemurians aren't the only unusual figures said to inhabit this standalone stratovolcano, easily seen from Interstate 5, about 60 miles south of the Oregon border. Mount Shasta is believed to be a home base for the lizard people, too, reptilian humanoids that also reside underground. The mountain is a hotbed of UFO sightings, one of the most recent of which occurred in February 2020. It was a saucer-shaped lenticular cloud. In fact, the mountain is associated with so many otherworldly, paranormal, and mythical beings. In addition to long-established Native American traditions that it's almost like a who's who of metaphysics, it has attracted a legion of followers over the years, including poet of the Sierras Joaquin Miller and naturalist John Muir, as well as fringe religious organizations such as the Ascended Masters, who believe that they're enlightened beings existing in higher dimensions. So what are your thoughts about Mount Shasta and its many legends? Please feel free to comment your thoughts below. I would like to thank you for joining me here today on my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. Please like and subscribe to my content. Many blessings to the rest of your day.